Good time zones, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of The City in Yellow. So, with us today is the full cast. We have all 6 beautiful people. Some of them you recognize, some of them you don't. Let's have a little quick turn around the table and see who's who, starting with Will.
Hello, I am Will, and I play Herbert Percival Cunningham, Squadron Leader, retired 32nd Squadron, Royal Flying Corps, DFC, DSO, and BAR.
I should remember to start the stream earlier just so he has time to say the title. Followed by Chelsea.
Hi, I'm Chelsea, and I'm playing Janet Ray, the definitely not shady nurse. Not at all.
Not in the slightest.
No.
Then we have Kit.
I'm Kit, and I'm playing Bridget Braun. I've been sent by City Hall.
She has the badge. Nice.
I'm extra. Okay.
Then we have Matt.
My name's Matthew Smith, and I'm playing Matthias von Lamberg, apparently somewhat mysterious investigator guy.
Nice.
Apparently.
Nicole?
Apparently.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I'll be playing Odie Frey. She's a curious little girl, she is, but we'll see.
And finally, we have Mike.
I'm Mike, and I am playing Ezekiel Smith, totally reliable, cure-all salesman of all ailments.
All right, we will meet those people very soon. Let's have a quick recap, shall we? Last time, we are at the beginning of September 1920 in Strasbourg, France. Our investigators here have been somewhat recruited by an acquaintance they made at a party in City Hall in the person of Charles Bongens, the manager for the Great Breakthrough. The Great Breakthrough being a urbanization project in Strasbourg that aims to tear down old unsanitary buildings and rebuild a new on top of that and make the city all good and all better. Unfortunately, that project has been plagued with a lot of incidents, and the sheer amount of them and the lethality of some of them made him feel that maybe something is wrong or not exactly copacetic. So he has asked those lovely people to go check it out, which they agreed. They got in touch with Charles' assistant, Philippe Blatt, who is the most busy guy you will ever meet in your life. But nonetheless, he's a pretty good source of information. And they went ahead on the line of the breakthrough along the street of 22 November, Rue du 22 Novembre. They have investigated a few of the building sites and found out that some stuff are not exactly what they seem. Definitely there seems to be malice behind some of these incidents. They even noticed that one of the architects who quitted may or may not have written his own resignation letter, as well as a big puddle of dried blood in his home. They continued to explore, asked some people around, got to meet a few more architects, and were on their way to go to number 4 of that street, where apparently a lot of people have been reported as sick. We are currently in midday, September 7th, 1920. As you guys are walking down the street to go towards number 4, you do notice a couple of familiar faces on the side of the road. Sitting on the sidewalk, among the rest of the rubble, you see this man with a big old shiner, a very huge black eye, currently sitting on the side of the street, being treated by somebody else. Ezekiel, could you describe what they are seeing?
Yeah. So Ezekiel, really gaunt, doesn't look well fed, looks kind of pale, shifty eyes, bright emerald green eyes, wearing a bowler hat, really ratted, tattered suit, patched together in certain places, trying to look nice, but really doesn't. Nicest thing about him is his bowler hat with green silk band.
Recently, you have been trying to sell your various, elixirs, we call them. And not everybody has been happy with the quality of your wares. Unfortunately, at some point you did sell something to some less than recommendable people that did not consider the product to be up to code or up to whatever they paid, and decided to let you know using, a good old knuckle sandwich, which led you to you being side of the road at that moment. Taking care of your bruised face at the moment is a young woman. Janet, could you describe what you look like?
Janet is 5'4", with a chin-length bob. From far away, she appears to be fashionably dressed for the time, well put together. If you got really close, you could see that the dress she's wearing probably has been mended discreetly. So she tries to appear better off than she probably is. And she's probably fussing with Ezekiel, telling him to stop moving and that he's putting up way more than a fuss that he needs to be for how very little injured he actually is.
Now, the only reason you know about Ezekiel's predicament is that one of the people you work with is one of the person whose elixir was not exactly good enough for them. So you were on the front row for that little beating. So, but let's just say that your nurse background just took over and you made sure to take care of him and make sure that he would still be there, present, and, that he can pay them back for the moral support or whatever he has caused upon your boss. You do see some of your friends down the street, some of your compatriots that you have had some misadventures a few months back.
Are we seeing them for the first time since the whole work thing?
I would say that you, Bridget, have seen Ezekiel around quite a bit. You guys are kind of close, but you didn't exactly know what he was up to, which is also why he was not with you at Bonjans. Janet, however, has been very off the grid. You have been quite busy. Not that you would explain exactly what you've been busy with, but you have. So what do you do?
Well, it's worse than Janet, stop that! Ow, Janet, too hard.
Really, just a love tap, and you're being quite. No.
He just didn't give it enough time. Bridget.
Really that bad? Perhaps you have something in that little pouch of yours to make it all better than if you don't appreciate my ministration.
Thank you. Bridget, learn me not to sell with you're not around again.
We're gonna put an arm out to help him up.
Thank you, Janet. It's appreciated.
Oh.
Gotta watch you every minute.
Dust off her hands.
You see what I've been up to? What about what's going on?
Where to start?
Well, we're sanctioned by the city. I didn't know if you knew.
Badget is on duty.
And Kit's so extra, she actually made a badge. Anyway.
Point of order, GM.
Yes.
I think there should be a limit on how many times Kit can show the badge on screen.
I thought there should be like a minimum that I have to.
I say she has to roll something if she goes over that limit. I'm not sure what yet.
Do you think we can make it a channel point thing?
Yeah, we should actually make that. Yeah, but I have plans regarding that badge. Don't worry.
No. God, I put actual time into this.
So are we. We're thinking about ways to use it more effectively for the stream. Engagement.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So
I guess
were they?
we could give Janet and Ezekiel a rundown of what we've been up to.
Were they at the
Yeah.
party? Did they know Charles Bungeons or not?
I would say that Janet was, Ezekiel was not. Or
Okay.
at the very least, Ezekiel tried to be, but
Oh,
was
okay.
not.
We really need to get you a new suit, dear boy.
I would love one. It just kind of costs money. Although, if we're sanctioned by the city now, maybe I can get the city to pay for it.
Oh, if you only knew the city's troubles
Yeah.
with money.
They're-
We'll set you up. We'll set you up. We'll get you.
Yeah.
We'll get you taken care of it.
Over the
Yeah.
course of the next few minutes, they catch you up on everything that has transpired, the better and the worse, the most unlikely. You have quite a few workers just walking down the street, going to their construction site, looking at you a little bit weird. You do not seem like the kind of people that would walk around in that kind of, construction sites. So you do catch a little bit of glances from the nearby populace. So where are you up to?
when Bridget was going through her notes, I noticed that the very first incident happened at number 10 Place Clever. So the only incident that was not on the Rue de Novembre. So I don't know if that's significant. It's at the very end. If you guys look at the map,
Right.
that's like in the same spot as number 43. So I don't know if that's something we want to check out, or if we want to go to number 4 where there were some illnesses. I just wanted to point that out when I was looking through. That seemed to be an anomaly.
You basically have I would say the whole street to yourself. If you would like to see the construction site, actually, give me 1 second. There you go. I will actually show people as well because I'm that much. There you go. So this is the main construction line, and a few places you have already investigated. But basically, incidents have happened all throughout that street.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily at every single number, but
Right.
in a great amount of them. I would say that by the time you met with Ezekiel and Janet, you're basically at the beginning of the street, so you're, wherever you want to go, you might be able to. Just know that the ground is not necessarily the most practicable. There's a lot of rubbles, there's a lot of workers walking nearby with tools or, big wheelbarrows with bricks in them. There's a lot of activity here.
So we're closest to number 4 where we're at. So
Yeah.
we'll hit that first.
Yeah, I want to go on and talk to some of the workers and
Mhm.
see if any of them are still feeling the effects of being ill, or they can tell us more about this sickness.
Mhm.
All right.
Perhaps they might be amenable to Ezekiel selling them something to help them with their after effects.
No, Ezekiel's gonna hold off on that for a minute.
I'll,
He sees all the burly construction workers like, yeah, maybe I'll wait.
I'll go with Odie to see if any of them would be amenable to me giving them a quick check over.
Okay. In that case, could one of you or several of you, up to you, give me a smoke check for talking to the workers a little bit?
All right.
Okay. With a 9, all good. Talking a little bit with everybody, what you learn is that mid-August, apparently like August 12th, at the end of the day, all of the workers on the construction site had immense nausea, vertigo, and even one guy ended up having hallucinations. All of them were sick to the stomach. It took a long time to go back to work. You were still asking around. You tried to get a little bit more information, about was anything suspicious? Was anybody suspicious? Because you have heard of some weird people in the last few days. And one of the workers was like, well, there was this guy that came to the site that was not necessarily with us before. We thought it was like a new hire, and we haven't seen him since, so that feels a bit off.
Do you remember his name?
We didn't really ask, but he's very, very easy to spot. He had this big birthmark all across the ear, on the side of his face or something. Very big birthmark. You cannot miss him. He's he was there just the day before. We didn't see him since. If you ask me, I don't want to make any assumptions, but suspicious. But I'm feeling better now. I'm okay now. It just lasted for 2 days or something. Poor old Simon is not he's not doing great. Sorry, I should not laugh.
Are the symptoms that everyone's describing consistent through all the people, or are they varying?
Very consistent, yeah. And with your background, can you give me a intelligence save, please?
Yeah.
While she's doing that, can I check around to see if there's gas mains or any kind of big, deep openings that might, maybe they hit a pocket of something that got them all sick?
Sure. Give me a flashlight roll. Meanwhile, with a success, Janet, all of the signs that they exhibit seem to be consistent with poison.
Okay.
Specifically poison, yeah. Matthias, you look through everything. You try to move every unturned stone and try to find something, which gets you a little bit more exhausted. But you don't find anything that seems to exhibit either a gas leak or something that would explain that.
I will report that back to everyone. It doesn't seem like they stumbled into a moldy old warehouse or hit a gas main or something like that.
Out of ear of the workers, I will tell everyone that the consistent symptoms are consistent with a poisoning of some sort.
There's only one symptom that did not really fit to your knowing, is that guy Simon that they were talking about. He exhibited some very strong hallucinations, and that didn't seem to fit the rest of the symptoms. Didn't seem to match.
Is he still there?
He is. He looks downright exhausted. He has bags under his eyes down to mid cheeks. He is exhausted, but he's accounted and working.
Can we talk to him?
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
Quick question, Jim. That person who showed up for a day, does he sound anything like any of the other mystery people who showed up for a day and then vanished, or is the description too vague from the other ones? I'm thinking Vincent or the other
Roderick or
You don't think it really fits Vincent's description, especially considering that the whole birthmark thing. Yeah, they would have mentioned that if it was that noticeable.
Did they tell us where the birthmark is?
Yes, next to the ear.
Okay.
Side of his face, all across his ear.
So it sounds like maybe we're dealing with a group of people. If this is deliberate, of course. It could just be a coincidence. It is a construction site, I guess.
Possibly, yeah.
How do they feed you here, dear boy, while you're working?
Oh, well, we usually bring our sandwiches. It depends on the construction site, Some of us prefer to go to restaurants, even though, one of them is trying to be avoided a little bit. But where we are, it's just too much of a walk, so we usually bring our sandwiches, and we have a system there for just water across the day. It's hot water because it's super hot during the summer, but
Right.
you know, it's
Like a big
something.
bucket with a ladle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why is one of the places being avoided?
He just chuckles a little bit. Well, here's the thing. Like a little bit further down the road, at number 7, yeah, something like that. It's a big construction site, and they usually go to a restaurant called À l'homme libre, translated to the free man. Because it's just, closer to their site, it's got some booze, it's got some fresh water, so it's a good place. But at some point in August, they got so fucking sick. I shit you not, for a whole week, none of the workers were able to work. So a lot of people said, yeah, that was like indigestion from whatever they ate there, so they avoid it now.
Where was that? Where did the people? What location on the street? What
That
number?
was
Oh.
7.
Number 7.
7. Okay, thank you.
The big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't go there. It's the L'Homme Libre is just a little bit too far for us. But I mean, considering what they went through, maybe it's better that we don't go there. But no, it was very localized for us. We just have our sandwiches and whatever we bring with us.
Mhm.
And this man with the birthmark,
Yeah.
what was his purpose on site?
What did he do?
That's a good question. He was walking around a little bit, I saw him carrying a few tools around or some bricks and stuff, but he was never really properly introduced to us, so we don't really know what he was supposed to be up to. So we just assumed that the architect knew what he was doing and just told him what to do, And
He
when
would. Go ahead.
No, go on.
I was gonna ask. He didn't happen to fill the water cistern, did he? Though.
Feel it? No, it's usually like no. He's like he shows you the system that is
Yeah.
enormous. He is not really in charge of that now, but I mean,
Okay.
he might have gone next to it at some point. I mean, we all do at some point. It's
But yeah.
he gets thirsty,
Yeah. Makes sense.
Mhm.
Were there
Did a whole
any
lot of-
workers who did not get sick that may not have drunk the water on that particular day?
Oh no, everybody got sick, man.
Hmm.
Sounds
again-
like it's
But again, it was in the middle of summer. I don't think that any of us did not drink the water. If you think that's where it came from, that's very likely.
sounds like this
But-
man with the birthmark did a make it look like you know what you're doing and no one will ask any questions. I've never done that before.
Well, I mean, that's the
Did-
thing. There's
did
so
he-
many things happening during this construction, that the less question we ask, the less likely we are to be given new tasks. You know what I mean? It's
Mm.
Yeah. For good work is more work, right?
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Did that guy with the birthmark? Did he happen to say anything? Or try to talk you into joining some meetings or
Oh, no.
complain about the construction site or anything?
Oh no,
like that?
he stuck to himself like very much. So he was,
Okay.
as far as I know, he may have worked on other sites. Not exactly sure because we don't really keep in touch with all the constructions.
Yeah.
But
There's so much going on here. I understand.
That's what we assumed
Very
at least. Like, since we only saw him one day, maybe he was there to dispatch some shit and go away. I don't know.
Yeah. We're gonna check some other places. Maybe we'll run into him.
Yeah, sure.
Figure
sure.
that out.
Again, can't miss him. Very noticeable.
Can we talk to Simon?
Oh yeah, knock yourself out if you can, handle the conversation.
Yeah. So we'll go and try and, Odie will go and try and find Simon to be,
Mhm.
see how
Okay.
he's doing. And
You You see this guy that is, he's ghostly thin. You know, like he seems like he hasn't eaten in a few days. He seems exhausted, very pale. And as you get closer, you notice that all of the other workers seems to kind of keep, wide berth out of him. He doesn't seem to mingle that much. Could you give me a smoke check, please?
Nope. Okay, smoke check. Here we go.
Cool beans, success. Okay, you get close to Simon. He's just letting down his big bag of plaster on the ground. Oh, hi. He seems very surprised to see somebody dressed like that on the side.
Hi.
Hi.
I hear you had some trouble back a few weeks back. And I'm here to try and help. We're here to actually try and help and find out why you might have gotten sick.
Well,
if I could talk to you about that.
Some of the other workers say that's because I have like a weak stomach or something. But no, they probably think it's probably just like a heat stroke or something. Just don't worry about it. I'm gonna be better. I just need to, once I'm done with that work, I will just drink and rest, and all will be good. Don't worry.
We actually think that we've heard some other people have hallucinations in other sites, so we want to make sure that this is not connected. Could you just tell us a little bit about it, just so we can make sure that it's just an isolated thing?
His ears perk up immediately after you mentioned that somebody else might be having the same thing. Are you serious?
We're here to investigate a series of weird accidents. We're just trying to see if we can figure out what's going on. If you could just tell us about this, we'd really appreciate it. We just want to make sure things. If there's something connected to all this, we want to make sure of it.
Well,
we work for the city.
Here's the thing. I started to have like flashes, sort of like weird images. It was Strasbourg, but the streets were weird and off, and the buildings were not where they were supposed to be, and you see he's getting more nervous as he's trying to explain what he saw. The streets were completely flooded, and it's just it was so weird. There was this sort of big black stork flying above the city, and it looked weird and scary, and I don't know, it feels off, sir. It's when you're like having a real nightmare and everything seems familiar but twisted. That's how it feels, and it keeps happening, and I just want to sleep, sir. Are
you having trouble sleeping?
I do, because every time I close my eyes, I see these images, and I see these streets and these buildings, and the stork seems to be looking at me, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. I've never seen stuff like that. I don't even understand.
Do you have access to something to draw it with? Sometimes I've been told drawing these things kind of gets it out of your head. Like somehow putting it to paper seems to take it away. Have you ever tried that?
He looks a little bit warily at the rest of the workers. It just goes down to the ground and takes a little bit of chalk and starts to, scratch on some rock. And he just, like, the shape that you see is weird. It seems to be wide, winged, but you don't know if it's the drawing that is twisted or just that he doesn't know how to draw. But it could be reminiscent of a stork, but the beak is not there. It's just the shape, the overall wings that seem to be impossibly wide, and it's really hard to describe. I mean, of course, it's like black in my dreams and stuff, but
yeah. Well, I understand. Yes.
I just wanted to stop, sir. And he has this tear just on the side of his eyes. He's really, really trying to like not let it out, especially in front of his coworkers, but he's at the end of his rope.
Yeah, but you
Right.
haven't had any more of these visions since
Every
that day. You just the nightmares.
Every day. Every day.
Mm.
It varies. It's sometimes just in the middle of the day, I just look at a building and for a second the sky is red and the building is not there anymore and it goes back to normal. But
But it takes a moment before it goes
it's
back.
yeah, and it's random. It never happens like at the same time of day. It doesn't happen. Sometimes it happens when I'm carrying something. I don't know.
It just catches you at random when you're not ready.
It does. I don't know. I have this feeling that something is happening and we cannot see it, but it is. I don't know how to explain, but something is off.
I believe
Oh,
you.
that's what we're here to. Oh, go ahead, everyone.
Percy will take out his cigarette tin and offer him a smoke if he would like one. Just come
He
inside.
does.
It's okay, lad. It's okay. We understand. Did you see the man with the birthmark on the day he was
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Did you
I did.
spend any time with him more than the other workers? And he's sort of lighting the cigarette for him.
Not really. He was, he kept to himself. He just did his own thing. And, back then I didn't have any reason to, but you think he's the one who did that to me?
It's possible.
It's
We've
not
been-
impossible.
We've had weird strangers showing up at sites right before problems happen, so we were wondering if it might be connected.
I don't know, I can try to describe it to you, but I haven't seen him since. But if
You
you
didn't
hear
catch his
about-
name?
He didn't tell us. He
It's okay.
didn't
It's okay,
even-
sir.
And he's just start full on sobbing on the ground.
Oh,
Wait.
there's a sound of rattling glass.
No, no.
Listen.
Ezekiel.
I'm not selling it. I'm giving it to him. This is something that I use.
Okay.
He's gonna just pull out a little glass vial. Listen, you seem like you're having a really rough time. This is the Speakeasy sleep syrup. Okay? Speakeasy sleep syrup. Before you go to bed, 20 minutes before you go to bed, open it up, take a spoonful. It's going to taste horrible. But it tastes bad, that means it works. It's gonna calm you down and let you sleep deeply, I promise. Here. Ezekiel will give him.
Okay, I need you to make me
What?
2 rolls. A smoke check for starters. And roll me for your satchel as well to see, how depleted your reserve is.
Yep,
Okay.
so
So smoke roll, you're okay. That's a success. And let's check. Yeah, your satchel is good. You still have plenty of glass vials. He
Perfect.
he takes it and just gently nods, and I'll try. I will try. He just
Yeah.
comes in and sniffs it a little bit. Oh, that's pungent. Okay. Well,
it is.
Okay, I will.
Matthias will wince when he gets a stray whiff of it.
Oh no, it's rough.
You do notice, however,
it
that
looks like Matthias just ate a chili. Like his nose is running a little bit, and his eyes are watering.
Yeah, can I lean in and try to sniff and see if I can identify anything to
you
see if it could actually be medical?
You know what? Give me I'm gonna say an intelligence save.
Okay.
Hard to say. It's, weird mixture in the middle of this glass vial. You're not exactly sure what it is. But Ezekiel seems to be convinced that it's working, so. The
Matthias
guy
will-
has this.
Okay.
He has this sort of sight of relief on his face as you give it to him. And you get the feeling that he's definitely going to try. For sure.
Janet still shoots Ezekiel like an eyebrow raise after the last incident we just had.
Right?
Matthias will get down like to where the guy's sitting and give him a handkerchief to kind of help him, kind of wipe away the tears a little bit, and just tell him if you see that guy again, and he'll write down a number, say call this number, and ask for Matthias, and let us know. And if he's involved, we want to make sure he's not going to do this to anybody, and maybe help make this stuff go away.
Thank you. I will try. And he turns to Ezekiel. And what is your name, sir? Because if it works, I'm going to tell everybody about you.
Well, if it works, Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
If it
Okay.
doesn't,
I will
Right.
make sure to like. I will definitely
If
let
it
you know.
doesn't, curse.
That's a pretty big if.
If it works, you're my hero, man.
I hope it works for you. I do.
I kind of need to go back to work. I'm sorry.
No,
No
thank
worries.
you for
Well,
speaking
thank you for your time. We appreciate you giving us this information. This could be helpful in making this stop.
I hope so. He
Does
just
he say thank you? Did he say thank you to Percy for the cigarette?
he did. Oh my god. The cigarette. Not only did he thank you, but he just like smoked it in almost one shot. He's like he has this very like
Oh,
rugged breath
need-
and like yeah he's
Really
he's,
strong
he's
drag that
jacked.
just takes the whole.
It's definitely the soldier's drag right before you're about to you just try to inhale it as much as you can.
Yeah.
I remember
Pretty
those
much.
drags.
Guts dragging.
Yeah.
All right.
What are we doing, team?
All right. Well,
Well, we got another lead, or we could check out. I almost called you Bridget's. It's just invading my brain. A theory about maybe that early incident just off the street maybe being somehow different. Maybe an inciting incident of some kind that might have
Yes.
some unique.
Yeah,
info.
seems like an anomaly is worth, a
Yeah.
look.
That could have detail. Well, yeah, if it's anomaly, it might have different details that these other
I mean, it's
places doesn't have.
connected. So number 10 is connected to number 43, on 22nd November
Mhm.
Street. So it might just be, it's still connected to this street, but
mhm.
it was the first one, the first incident listed.
And that's usually one of the more telling ones.
Yeah.
If this is
That's-
somebody, that's most likely where they would have made a mistake. The first time you do something usually is the worst. If it's a group of people, that might be the place that they leave the most clues. Yes,
Yeah.
if it's
So-
not something else. It's a good theory.
Walk down to the other end of the street.
Or,
Uh-huh.
but like I said, we could do that we could do that after we hit number 7, where we.
Yeah, we can hit
have
number
that,
7 on the way.
Yeah. Does that sound like a plan, everybody?
Yeah.
All right.
Works for me.
Jolly good.
If you're all wondering what was in that tincture, valerian root, St. John's wort, and water, nothing bad. It going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you.
I did not give it another thought.
It's the only reason I gave him my real name.
Yeah.
All right.
Matthias actually looked shocked that was your real name. He just assumes you've been lying.
Okay.
Number 7.
Going to number 7, you see a bustling construction site. There's a lot of people there. Whereas on number 4, you had just a dozen people working side by side. You see almost 100% right there working in every kinds of places.
It'd be impossible to find somebody in this.
Sorry?
Oh, that's it. Matthias will be saying it'll be impossible to find a single person in all this if there is one to be found.
There's a lot of people, so if you want to interrogate somebody, you can just pick at random and you would have somebody.
Do we know if the architect is still here on this one, or is he gone?
On this one, the architect is technically still present.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Uh,
we should
Probably
talk
go
to
Because
there
we
first, at least.
ask around for the architect.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around, the architect on that site, let me actually just check because I'm not exactly sure who it is.
It's not the same guy that was at number 8, was it?
I believe it could be the same
Felix?
guy, yeah.
Ooh.
Felix Bergrau.
Yeah, Felix.
Yes.
We talked to him
Okay.
already.
Yeah, you did. But he's currently not on the site. But there's plenty of other people though.
Is there anyone who looks like they're directing workers, like a local, a crew boss of some kind?
There seems to be a guy in charge here. This man seems a bit rough in the face. He's got this cap and just this unkempt beard. But he seems to be in charge of many people right now, like giving orders at the very least. So if he's not in charge, he's playing it very well.
Yeah. I think we start with this guy. If someone's gonna complain, they'll probably complain to him.
Yeah.
Who wants?
I'm sorry, there's a lot of work going on. You have to wear these protective hats if you don't mind. I'm kidding. Who am I kidding? Just come over. Yes. What do you guys want? Who are you?
We work for the city. We're
Oh, cool,
investigating
so do
some
I.
of
Do
these.
we? Do we? That's
We're-
interesting.
We're just trying to investigate some of these weird incidents that have been happening, and we heard this was a site for where everyone kind of maybe got sick all at the same day.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, holy crap, yeah. Like, it was beginning of August. Oh, it was a shit
Yeah.
show. Quite literally. At
Ooh.
least, like, 100 people got so sick, sir. Like, it took them more than a week to actually be able to come back to work. It's crazy.
That doesn't sound like indigestion. That sounds like poisoning. Is everyone seriously injured, or
Well,
just
seriously injured, I wouldn't say that. I mean, in their pride, probably, because, you know, no good worker wants to admit that he's sick, you know. But
Ugh.
except from that, no
Appreciate that.
real concern. It's just that they were weak. They had like very unhealthy symptoms that I will not describe in the presence of ladies. But yeah,
I appreciate
no,
that,
those-
sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that
Was there a strange worker that day? Someone who hadn't been around before, or who hasn't shown up since?
No. Oh no, I would have noticed. Like
Good. Right.
I know my guys. I don't know everybody by name, so don't ask me for everybody's name. But you know,
But you
I have,
recognize them.
yeah, I have good eye. You know, like Zap doesn't mean anything. It doesn't miss anything. And if there was somebody on the side that was not supposed to be there, I would have seen it. I seen you guys.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, we appreciate that. That's what there's been some strangers around in some of the other sites, but when they had problems, kind of like this, but not exactly as big a scale, obviously. So
Oh
we just
no.
want to make sure.
Yeah, no, that was bad.
Did
Yeah.
you have somebody by the name of Roderick or Vincent here
Roderick,
working that day?
Vincent, nope, doesn't ring a bell.
Is there
And
anybody with
now-
a birthmark on their side of right by their ear here?
Got a guy with a pretty bad sunburn. That's
Wow.
pretty
This
much
is like
it.
a birthmark, yeah.
Oh no.
Hmm.
I mean, again, except
What-
for everybody being sick, the site is doing pretty okay, you know.
Is
Yeah.
this the site
Yeah.
where everybody went to that restaurant? Is this?
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
That's the one. Oh, we don't
Mhm.
go there anymore. Holy shit. No.
Literally, huh?
Huh? I like it.
was so prior to going to this restaurant, had you frequented that often, more than once,
Oh,
or was
yeah.
this a
Almost every day. I mean, it has this like,
oh
super cool place at the first floor where we usually gather and eat all together. It's like very friendly and shit. But yeah,
Like a big hall.
was there any unusual wait staff you hadn't seen before the day you were?
wet
All got
stuff.
sick. You know, waiters.
Oh,
chefs.
waiters.
Wait
Made
staff.
D's.
Wait staff.
I apologize, it's my accent, sir.
I completely understand, sir. Do not worry. And he just does this exaggerated bow in front of you. No, that doesn't ring a bell. Well, we don't really pay attention to the waiters. That's bad. That's bad, right? Are we bad people? I don't know.
No. Just you got a lot going on. You're working.
Yeah, kinda.
Try not to think about work. You're trying to rest for a second. Get a meal before you go back to it.
I mean, you could go to the restaurant. It's not that far actually. And he just points at a nearby street. Don't tell the tenant that the guy from there that I sent you, because he might be a little bit hurt that we don't go to his place anymore. But I mean, he might know something. I don't. I just went there, ate, and got super sick.
Did you eat anything that you didn't normally eat? Was there some particular special on that day?
Well, I think that on that day was sauerkraut, but I already had that there. So, nothing really out of the ordinary,
You really must watch out for the krauts.
Oh.
Dig.
Wow, sir. I'm starting to like you more. Yeah, no offense, man.
Did everybody eat the same thing?
Yeah, usually that's what we do. We have this one dish for everybody, and
family style.
Yeah, and that way we also have sort of a discount because they don't have to prepare so many dishes. I also save some time so we can go back to work easily and go back home faster,
Right.
So yeah.
I just about said Axel. Percy is Percy will shoot Matthias just like a little wink to show that it's not like malice, it's just a bit of good-natured ribbing.
We're both soldiers. We know the score. If not ribbing somebody, then it's something's wrong.
I mean, if it makes sense, there are just a few workers who were not sick that day, and asking around,
Did they eat there?
They didn't go there. So, I don't want to say that their sauerkraut was not good. It was delicious. I don't want to say that it was not fresh. Probably is. I'm just saying we went there, we got the shits. That's all I'm saying.
For a week though. Woo.
Don't have anybody who is still sick. Who's
still sick?
Perhaps
No.
not sleeping very well.
Oh,
that
no.
everyone is staying away from? No?
Oh no, we're working so much, my lady. We are just so fucking tired at the end of the day. We are sleeping like babies.
There's just been some weird symptoms in some of the other places, so we're trying to see if there's any consistent pattern.
Oh wow, the other sites have that kind of shit too?
Not like yours. They had different they got sick from something else, we think.
Oh,
we were just
crap.
trying to see if there's maybe the same thing. Well, not in their case, but for here, yeah.
Damn, I'm starting to think that there is something to that fucking curse rumor or some shit.
Well, be
I
on
was
the lookout
just
though.
about-
So you're kind of running things here. Be on the lookout for any new workers who you don't recognize. Like some of these incidents had people show up that they didn't know, and then suddenly they got sick, or all the tools got broken, or things like that. We think there's maybe a saboteur.
Oh wow, that's nasty. I mean, who would do that? Seriously. We're working our butts off to make the city better, and people is doing that? That's crazy.
And things like it's only really hurting the workers, or things with construction accidents, getting sick. That's just punishing the people who work here.
I mean,
I don't know what's up with that.
I'm not sure about that because, and he just leans in a little bit. Rumor has it, even the people up top have their troubles as well with that project and shit. I've heard some stuff about some investors backing out and stuff. It's bad.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. That would probably have that effect.
You mentioned a curse. Could you elaborate on that a little bit, sir?
Oh, it's just one of those few rumors that you hear around, like some people saying that it's a curse, some people say that they heard ghosts, that kind of shit. It's just
Ghosts?
Ghosts is new.
yeah. I mean, that's I don't know, the ramblings of some people. You know, you can. I mean, take a look, and he just points at the street, and you see that a little bit further. There is this one place where people seem to be taking a wide berth. You know, try to avoid it. You know that place there? I shit you not, some people are saying that they heard ghosts. I mean, honestly, I've been in the sun too long, if you ask me.
Yeah, that sounds
But
about
yeah,
right.
no, but so we hear all this kind of thing, you know, like curse or ghosts or just like saboteur and stuff. Saboteur, I can believe, you know. Curse, I mean, if it happens all across the site, starting to feel a little bit real, you know. Just
Maybe,
saying.
yeah.
What number is that one that people are avoiding? Just
Hold up, let me check. That seems to be like 26-ish. Yeah, somewhere on that line.
okay.
So where the
Thank you.
ghosts are?
Yeah, it's just like around the corner, like right here. And he points
Yeah.
at the map. But again, you seem like pretty smart people. Don't believe everything you hear, you know?
No. Maybe not ghosts, but maybe there are people looking around there making noise who are hiding out instead of doing work.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, every construction site has its share of lazy people who just wants to mess around, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
put it past them.
Yeah, we should check it out anyway, just to make sure that people are getting back to work. We're short-staffed, people are short-staffed in some of these sites. Could use the extra help.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, it's not fair to us who are working good, you know?
Exactly. It's hot. It's hard work.
It is. Thank you. Finally, somebody says it. I'm here taking over for because you know the architect is like kind of like wearing thin because he has to be at all those places at once. So he just like, hey,
Yeah.
you seem to have like good standing with everybody. You're gonna be just in charge for now. The fucked up.
More, like I
It's-
said, more. Yeah, do a good job, get more work.
Yeah, that's the spirit, man. Well, on that note, I think I should go back to it.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you very much for your time, dear boy.
You're very welcome, man. And he starts
did we get
shouting
his
orders
name?
again.
Can we get
Yeah,
his name before he goes?
Yes,
Oh, that
Xavier.
was rude of us. We would have asked him.
Xavier Steinmeier.
Say again.
Sure.
Xavier, Javier, basically like Xavier, Steinmeier, Steinmeier.
Oh, somewhere. Okay. Sort of the foreman.
Okay.
I will actually even give you a quick glimpse at that guy. There you go. Here is Xavier. There he is.
He's got some serious side eye.
Okay.
I like that guy.
Where to?
I think
Well,
we should.
we have 3 shots: the restaurant, this ghosty place, or Bridget. Bitch. Fuck.
Told you, it invades your
It's one of the
brain.
badge. You're never
It-
gonna fucking
It's
see it
canon
again.
now.
It's too early in the morning.
It's a wasted
Watch what
project.
there'll be cops pointing guns at us, and she still won't bring it out until we.
I think we should continue on our path towards the anomaly, but on the way is number 26. So
Wait.
if we-
Where's that restaurant? That's not on
so-
the road.
Yeah, it's not exactly on the road. You have to go through Rue Hanong, and the restaurant would be right there, like close to the
Okay.
wine market.
Mm.
It's a little off the beaten path. Do we want to try it?
And then-
I think we stick to the path we're on now, and
Work
We
our
can
way
circle
around
back there
that.
later. It's a business.
Yeah,
we can go there
This happened
anytime.
weeks ago, so I don't think there's any.
Keeping
Yeah.
in mind also that
Time.
right now, like as you're walking, talking, exploring, and everything, time also goes by. So right now it is roughly around like 4 p.m., 5-ish.
I say we hit the site with the ghosts.
Yeah.
Because it's near on the
Ghosts are
site
on the way.
here, and it
Mm-hmm.
might have some leads. Maybe we find somebody who's messing around here. Somebody, maybe that's where the
Yeah.
saboteurs hide when they're not
Maybe.
busy
Yeah.
showing up. Maybe.
And
Or
then we
maybe there's
could
ghosts, who
check out
knows?
the restaurant for dinner. You know, they've
Yeah.
maybe have
I
had
heard
an
the sauerkraut's
experience. Maybe they've experienced slow in business, and their prices might be a little better.
Sure.
Mm.
All right.
Although
As-
I'd really
as
not like to get shits for a week, but
As we
I've
are
had worse.
walking,
Yes.
can Janet ruminate on the description of the untoward man with the birthmark?
Mhm.
People who exuberate uneasy feelings, maybe in the line of work, that Janet sidelines in. So, does that description fit anybody she might know? I don't know how deep and how many people she knows.
I'm gonna say roll me a flashlight check.
Okay.
That specific description does not really ring any bell to you.
Okay.
You would probably know that person if it was in this kind of line of work, especially with that much of a distinctive feature. So you're pretty sure it's not somebody that is working for the underground, Okay.
Good.
So you're heading towards 26.
20.
The closer you get, the more you can see how much people are avoiding this place. Even the workers that are there are not a lot of people there. They're just trying to, do what they can, but there's a serious lack of enthusiasm. And seeing you walk towards this site, the few workers that are in the street are giving you a heavy side eye. Could I get anybody to give me a flashlight check? One of you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, that becomes a D8 then. One of the first things that you notice, except for the attitude and the people, is that the construction itself seems odd. A little bit off at places. There are some elements of the construction that don't make any sense. There's
What way?
it's hard to put a finger on it. Can you give me a intelligence save?
All right.
Okay. Odile and Matthias, as you notice that Percy seemed to be confused by the place, you start to look around a little bit, and you do see that at this place there's a wall that would not make sense. You would expect there to be a room or something, or you could see a piece of wall that seems to have been built afterwards, if it makes sense. That's that feeling in video games where the texture is not exactly the same.
Yeah.
That looks a little bit like that.
The shaders off, isn't it?
Yeah, overall there seems to be this chunk of constructions that makes no sense.
Seems like this building's been modified in some weird way. Something added on, or maybe made to hide something. I'm not sure. I'm
Winchester
not an
House,
architect.
Californians. It's the Winchester House.
Oh God. That's I hope not. That would be really mind-bending.
Well, she was building because of ghosts. So for
Ghosts, yeah. She
don't
was trying
know,
to stop ghosts
she
from
kept
catching her.
construction on her house to keep the ghosts away, and would have stairs to nowhere and doors that would on the second floor you'd open up and it would be outside, and just really weird shit because of ghosts.
A spiritualist told her that if she kept making confounding constructions, the ghost couldn't get her. And since her husband was the head of the Winchester gun manufacturing
Yeah.
company,
Yeah, she
he
had
thought there's a lot of
more
them
money
after
than
her.
sense.
But there was no Winchester in 1920 in Strasbourg, so let's
No.
go to that.
No, there was
Oh,
not.
That's
But-
out of character. That's
yeah, that's all out of character. Yeah, and I don't think any of us would know that even if there was.
Okay, so can we try and see if there's some kind of like hidden latch or thing that would make this wall either go in, go out, disappear? You know, like if it's makes more sense to have a room.
Mm.
Like
How deconstructed is this building? Has there been a lot of work done on it, or is it, walls removed or anything like that?
You can give me a flashlight roll.
All right.
All right, success, cool. All
Would
right.
this be something my presidentation, I hate that word, would be good for?
Not necessarily, and I will explain why in just a second.
no
Matthias, you're just so fucking... The day is getting too long and you're getting super tired right now.
Sun's bothering me.
But looking around that specific wall, what you notice is that it seems to have been done afterwards, where in a frame that was supposed to host a door at some point. You don't get the feeling that this is some sort of like hidden mechanism or secret passage or something. It's just that that hole was filled.
like they walled over a door. Like
Some
Yeah.
of the workers are getting closer to you. It's like, I'm sorry. What are you guys doing? Hi.
hi.
hi,
Hi.
we're here to check out the happenings that have been here.
Happenings?
We're hoping. Well, there's just been a rash of stolen tools, sickness, and the city's
That's
just
bad.
kind of gotten us. Yeah,
Bridget over here
To
works
kind
for
of-
the city.
to
I
look
do.
for.
That's
I
pretty cool.
absolutely do.
What's
Yep,
that like?
pretty cool.
Cool.
Well, you work for the city too, in a way, so
Yeah, kinda. But I'm not dressed as good as a lady, so yeah.
Is
Well,
there a reason why this wall was built here? Or were you here when this was put up?
he looks at the wall. Huh. I actually did not notice that. What the fuck? And he's just like turning to another guy. He's like,
Insight
Did you
check.
do-
No.
"Did you do that?" Yeah, no. That wasn't us. You can do a wisdom save if you want.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd like to kind of do the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do.
Wisdom.
If you want to see if you believe him, that's a wisdom save.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, everybody's.
That was a lot of threes.
That was a lot
Yeah.
of threes. Okay. Okay. Odile, you're too close to him to just get a good read on him.
Yeah.
The rest of you get the feeling that as slow as that guy is, he doesn't seem to be lying per se. He genuinely seems confused by that wall.
Who
Well, that-
was the architect? Who's the architect on this site?
Here. Good question, man. That's Felix Spurgrau. Can't miss him.
again,
Yeah,
Yep.
He's the only one left. Everyone else has been leaving.
right?
Yeah.
Been adding more sites.
Yeah, that's fucked. I mean, the last guy,
Who's-
like, Anton was in charge and he left like a few weeks ago. It's fucked.
Who was that? Sorry,
Anton.
who left?
Anton.
Oh, the architect,
Um,
Anton Baumhaus.
Von House.
Baumhaus, yeah. He's,
Baumhaus,
he was not like a
Outhouse.
bad guy per se.
Is that a name we've heard before? Sorry, I can't recall.
I
I
don't
don't
believe
remember
you
that.
have.
Okay.
No,
I'm not sure
that
you
wasn't.
have. No,
Oh,
Anton
no,
Von
you haven't.
Why-
This was the
Why did
new
Anton
architect.
leave?
Well, that's good question to be honest. I've heard that like, he's just got like, he went on a trip or something, and when he came back, he was like, "Fuck this, I'm out," and he just quit.
Did he happen
do you know
to
if
go to
he went
Berlin?
to?
Sorry.
Well,
No.
that's a good question. Berlin, yeah,
I mean, after all, you work for the city.
could have been Berlin, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't really keep in track with the architect. Usually, we don't really mix, with the workers because they feel so superior because they are paid more and have better clothes and have better houses and stuff. But yeah, that could have been Berlin. I think I heard Berlin at some point. Yeah, could have been Berlin. Yeah.
Is he only saying Berlin because we said Berlin?
Give me a wisdom
Yeah.
save.
Yeah, that's
All
Hard
right.
to say. Seems to be like it seems to ring a bell. But did you guys do that to the wall? Because that's not cool. We're gonna have to go over this again, and that's bullshit.
No,
do we
wouldn't.
look like construction workers?
Yeah,
We
no,
did
that's
not,
true. Yeah, no,
No,
that's
do.
we
true.
did not. That's why we were asking you about it. It looks weird to us. We're like, who did this?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm trying to just stay away from here because it's not like it's.
Yeah,
He
How
seems to be-
How solid does the wall seem? Is it like a patchy job or is it like a good solid wall?
It seems to be like a rushed job. So
That if I add a little
with-
bit of pressure, maybe
with a bit
something
of
might-
pressure would probably not be enough. It has been quite cemented in, but with a bit
Okay.
of elbow grease and a
So-
very good hammer, you could definitely knock it down.
but it's not like just drywall. This is like brick and mortar kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hmm. And I'm sorry, sir.
What-
What was your name?
Oh, I'm Phil.
Hey Phil.
Phil.
Phil. Philip. Sorry, Philip Gulda. Nice to meet you.
Phil's
Nice to
cool.
meet you.
I am cool. Thank you. I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
So,
But
so why are you trying to avoid this particular house?
well, noises. It's just like unsettling after a while. A few days ago, so that's cool.
What can you describe the noises?
Oh, that was fucked up, man. You felt like it sounded like moaning and like crying, and it was like muffled. It was creepy, man.
Where were the sounds coming from?
Roughly that place. Maybe that's why
Like
they
deep inside?
booked it up. Yeah, I don't know if it would be inside. Like that would be fucked. Like the thing is completely
Yeah.
closed. There's no window. There's no nothing. That would be bad. But yeah, around that place, yeah.
What time of day were these sounds happening?
Oh, that was like, well, I'm only there during the day, so I can
But you
just
heard
say
them.
it was. Oh yeah. Like I did like hear it for a bit, but well, I try to not stay there because I'm a bit superstitious, so get a curse on me or something. So I try to do whatever I have to do elsewhere first.
You,
But
you
yeah.
didn't really, you didn't really answer my question about what time of day you heard
Oh,
these
Oh, it
sounds.
was-
Was it
Morning,
all? Was it
afternoon?
all day?
Oh, it was all day, yeah. It was
Thank
all
you,
day. It's not. It started a while ago. But yeah, it stopped after a while, but I think it started
Hey,
like
and
actually
so-
last week or something. A little bit more than a week. Like end of August, I think, something like that.
hey, how quick did you think you and your crew could help us take down this wall? Just get an opening real quick, just so we can investigate it.
Well, without actual, orders from the architect, I wouldn't. I don't want to get in
Well, I
trouble,
mean- No worries. What if we could talk to the
What-
architect real quick and
Can I borrow a
get the-
hammer?
Now here's my question. How
Mhm.
would you like to convince him to give you a hammer? Like, Are you going to try to intimidate him, to charm him, to convince him, to bribe him? What's the plan?
I've got a better idea.
Mhm.
Oh. Do tell.
Would 50 francs for you and your crew change your mind?
His eyes open wide. Like
I have no idea if that's a lot of money or not.
it's quite a bit of money.
1920.
Like-
yeah.
Like each or all together
For the crew, sir.
for the crew. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Give me a wealth check. Okay, success. Well, I will say that if you happen to have 50 francs here, I might just, fuck up somewhere else for a bit,
No,
And
no. For you and your crew to take the wall down. We will not be doing this
Oh.
work.
Okay.
And at this point, he pulls out a rather large bullfrog that's got a lot more than 50 francs on it.
His jaw drops, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, man. Hey, man." And he just whistles some like other worker to just come join him. Okay. Well,
Bridget looks disappointed. She can't smash.
I mean, if you want to
No
tag
bad, no
along,
smash.
Join
Like, she's
them.
gonna go stand in a corner.
if you want to tag along,
They
knock
may let
yourself
you
out.
help, dear girl.
Yeah. I mean,
I just tell him too, like we just need just enough for us to get in and out there real quick, just to make sure nobody's hurt or nobody's in there.
so do we
So
remove
small
like
hole.
the whole like patch here, or do you just want like a hole to be able to look inside? What's the plan?
Just remove the patch so we can get in there. If there's somebody in there, we probably need space. If they're hurt, we're gonna have to haul them out. It's gonna need room.
Okay, sounds good. He just takes a big hammer. He takes a quick glance at Bridget. Want to join in?
No, have fun. I'm good.
Cool beans? And they start hammering. And hammering. And hammering. And it is, well, as slow as the guy is, he's pretty efficient. He's getting, like, he's doing a job on that patch of bricks. And they will break one after the other. After a while, you just see this one brick this large and fall inside. And you are immediately sort of like attacked by this smell. This disgusting, putrid smell. You, Jared, have already encountered said smell many times in your life. This is the smell of decay. There is something else. There is another smell that you cannot really put your finger on. But something is like putrid inside. The workers just have this moment of like, oh, holy shit. Oh, this is, sorry, closed off space, that kind of thing. They just take a little bit of time to just retch a little bit and go back to their business and continue digging on that wall.
Yeah,
As
Matthias
they
will definitely put like a handkerchief over his mouth. He doesn't
It's
have the
getting-
greatest lung capacity.
It's getting more
Tibbet's
and
gonna
more
smoke.
necessary. Yeah. You have a smoke?
Yes,
Okay, interesting.
for the smell mainly.
Yeah. As you,
Ezekiel's gonna rub something under his nose from his pouch. Oh,
all right, give me a satchel check.
okay.
Okay, cool. When the final brick is destroyed, you are met with a cloud of dust, rubbles and broken pieces of stone everywhere, and it takes a little bit of time for the dust to settle until you start to see some shapes that do not seem stone-y in nature. They seem more round, more low to the ground. It takes just a few more moments to realize that you have bodies inside that room. They are in very, very, very bad condition. They are like dried. You can see some blisters on their skin. There's a pool of blood on the ground. This
It looks like they were gassed.
This is gnarly. This definitely seems reminiscent with some, bad gas that could have been used during the war. You can see
Tell the workers.
3 people.
I tell the workers that are there. They're like, "Go get the architect. Tell them they need to come here right away. There's been an accident."
Fuck, right away, and he starts to book it and starts to run faster than he could have ever been under other circumstances. You are currently alone with the bodies if you want to do anything.
No reminiscent gas smell.
Some of
There
them
is-
don't have smells.
There is a hint of something remaining, but you cannot really put your finger on it. Maybe it's just, the smell of those people.
Like
Hard to say.
Phosphine and a couple others don't have a smell. You just kind of get the blisters.
Yeah.
Mm.
You, as I said, you see
Phosphine.
3 people. You see 2 men and 1 woman. The woman is kind of young. The other men are like in their 30s or 40s. There is this expression of fear, and one of them died grasping his throat.
Do we
Would
want
you
to
like
search
to-
their pockets, see if we can
Okay.
find out who they are?
Give me a flashlight
Yeah.
check, please.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, sorry guys.
Looking for IDs.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Looking around, you do see some IDs. You see the names Henry Bloom. You see, hold on, I do have the name of the other ones. I'm sorry. Give me 1
Okay.
second. Da-da-da. I'm almost there. There we go. Da-da-da-da-da.
Does it look like something that Matthias would have seen in the field when they were using chemical weapons?
It seems reminiscent. It doesn't seem to be exactly what you have already seen so far, but it does ring a bell for sure. That seems definitely in that sort of
Vein,
line.
Yeah.
Alfred Dumm, D-U-M-M, and the lady is Natalia Roth, R-O-T-H. They don't have much on them, except for 2 things that really stand out and seem to, give you a weird vibe. First thing you find is a notebook. Here is said notebook. You just see a few, quickly written down words.
Is that the first time you've seen that symbol?
Seems to be, yeah. Never seen that before.
I've never seen that before.
Nope. That does not ring a bell to you.
Does that look anything like what the guy drew on the ground?
No,
Sure.
not at all. Not at all. What he drew was definitely creature-like. Like it did seem like an actual creature. This seems more like a rune of some sort, or a symbol. Hard to say.
Okay.
But definitely the mention of the man with the birthmark seems to be reminiscent to you.
Mhm.
And
The other thing-
saboteur, like
Foundation
they were
Saboteur.
asylum?
investigating.
Definitely. The other thing that you see is a bit odd. It's a telegram dated August 28th. It says, urgent and important, stop. Meet without delay at the number 26 of the street of 22 November To investigate accident that happened this very morning and caused multiple worker deaths. Stop. Likely to find lead in this incident. Stop. Signed, Charles Bungeons.
Oh, Charles.
Seems like he didn't give us a few key details.
Hmm.
Do you think
And who did we find the telegram on?
I think these might be our predecessors on this job.
Yes.
The telegram was found on Alfred.
Alfred, okay.
The notebook was Henry's.
Is it just a room, or is there anything else in here? Is it just like a stairway down further into the building, or?
There is nothing else. There is no other opening. The only thing you can find in one corner of the room is a sort of metal canister.
Yeah, I think we know what that does. We'll just leave that there. I don't think you guys want to have that near you.
You hear the sound of running behind you, and you can see Felix just getting inside the room and just looks shocked. What is that? Who is that? What the hell happened?
This, I think, this is the reason why there have been noises around here, that some of the voices are moaning. Seems like somebody bricked these poor fools in this room.
Who? And he just looks at the bodies and he just quickly looks away, about to puke. Who would do such a thing? That's
exactly what we want to find out.
Here's a weird question for you. Has anyone else asked questions like we have who's been investigating these sites before we came along?
Well, not
like a trio of people?
Not me. And he just turns to the workers, say, well, there have been somebody. Yeah, there have been. Yeah, there was like 3 people, like at the end of August, who just stopped and just asked around. Kind of looked like you guys, like all dressed up and shit. But after a while, we didn't see them. Oh my god, is that them?
I think so.
Oh shit! And he just like, he has this face of actual panic. Felix is very, focused right now. He's definitely worried about what's happening. That's definitely not good. But
can we see if we think he's like totally playing, like this is not a surprise to him, really?
Yeah, give me a wisdom save. Wow, everybody's doing good like right now. No, he's definitely as surprised as you are.
Okay.
And shocked.
Ezekiel didn't.
Yeah, right now you're just like still like huffing a little bit the thing that you put under your nose, and like it helps. It helps.
It's relaxing.
Excuse me, dear boy. When they were sniffing around these folk, what line of inquiry were they asking about?
Well, they were asking about some accidents that happened. I've heard some stuff about some, like broken stairs or some stuff, or like missing tools. Yeah, like that kind of thing. They were asking around about like people getting sick, like all the problems, all the questions you've been asking, really.
Yeah. I think we should definitely talk to our friend who works for the city. Give him an update about what's happening.
You mean that lady with the badge?
You did not see the badge?
I did not see a badge.
She doesn't need no stinking badge.
Did we break
Here's
shit?
my badge.
Although I would love to see like a picture of that badge if you can send me at some point, because I love the idea. Nevertheless, sorry, carry on.
What about this Foundation Asylum that's written in the notebook? Is that a place? Does that sound familiar?
Who are you asking, by the way? Or
I'm
are you just
asking
like
you. Does
Yeah,
that sound familiar to
Bridget.
Bridget?
the foundation itself does not really ring a bell per se. The only thing that kind of that you kind of know about is there is this famous asylum a little bit, a few kilometers away from Strasbourg, called the Stephansfeld Asylum, near a city called Brumat, and that's the only one really around, and that's the only one that you get reminded of when you think asylum. But foundation doesn't ring a bell at all.
Out of character,
Yes.
do we know, like, all these construction sites, do we know what they were before and why they're currently in construction?
As far as you know, all those buildings were very old, unsanitary, almost on the verge of breaking down buildings.
Okay.
The whole point of the Great Breakthrough is to rebuild on top of that with state-of-the-art, good construction practices, and remove, all the things that would have been broken during the Great War as well. Felix is like still trying to process what's happening. I don't know what to
I
say.
would talk to Felix. Like, it seems like there might be something more deliberate happening here. I don't think this was an accident. I think somebody's trying to mess things up.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's something to have an accident where, workers died because something fell. But this goes
Yeah, these
further.
guys were bricked in.
Yeah, no, that's not normal.
This is
And
intense.
they were doing what we were doing. They were checking in about these accidents. And I can't help but think that might be a coincidence to what happened to them.
True.
Definitely be careful. There's definitely somebody here trying to convince us all.
Yeah, you should watch your back. That's.
Yeah.
Be careful as well. We've had some acts. We've had reason to believe that some of the architects were harassed and chased away from this project.
Harassed.
If anything like that happens, to you, definitely get in contact with us.
I
Again,
will.
he's gonna write down a number real quick for where he's staying. And just
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah, I will. He puts that in his inner pocket. If I hear anything, I will let you know. Right now, I think I need to talk to Charles because this goes.
Yes, I understand.
This goes beyond.
I think we need to discuss with him as well. Tell him what we've found.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I need to take care of some stuff with Chantier. Plus, right now, the police is probably going to arrive at some point.
As he mentions police, Percy would like to just tap him on the shoulder and slip some money in his pocket. If the police do show up, it'd be appreciated if you didn't mention our presence here.
Did you do that to Felix or Phil?
The architect, the guy who's in charge.
Felix.
He takes a good glance at the money and just takes it out, put it back to your hand, and said, "I don't need it. You were never here. I understand."
Appreciate
Tip my
it, dear
hat.
boy. Appreciate it.
He goes away, and there's right now. A few minutes ago, people were avoiding this place, but now there seems to be a gathering of lots of workers trying to get a glimpse at the latest scandal on the construction sites.
As they leave, Percy would be on high alert for a birthmarked person.
Okay, give me a flashlight roll. Okay. Nobody seems to fit that description right now in the neighborhood, but you keep an eye, and if something fits the description, I will let you know.
Or I guess anyone like super out of place or shady looking. Like like they've mentioned those other people, workers that were only there for one day and things like that.
Can you give me perhaps a... I'm gonna say wisdom save.
Can I as well?
Cool. Yeah, sure.
Net 20.
Yeah.
Not good
Shame.
in this game.
Yeah, not a
The
lot
sun
of
is killing me.
not a lot of people seem to really match that description or seem to really stand out. But it's probably hard to see as well because right now lots of people are gathering to just check out everything.
So we're taking the telegram and the notebook, just
Okay.
in case that wasn't stated.
Yeah.
You have it at your disposal. You can go back to it whenever you see fit.
I guess we hand the IDs off to Felix if he's going to be involving the police.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
let him.
that's
Yeah,
right.
just so you can say.
He
Just
did
make
not
a note
see
of
you
it.
take the notebook and the telegram, so you just give the IDs.
We found these. We just found these
Yeah.
IDs on them. Just we wanted to see who they were. But
Yeah, that's definitely gonna help. You should probably skitter off. I mean,
Yeah.
police are
Sure.
slow, but
Yeah.
not that slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're lost.
received, and he salutes real quick and heads off.
The evening is starting slowly to creep in. It is around 6:30, perhaps 7 p.m. Where are you up to? What are you up to?
Oh, we had said dinner next.
Can I go get food poisoning?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go get food
That was
poisoning.
weeks ago. I'm sure the crowd's fine now.
I'm not feeling that great. Sorry.
Sounds like a liquid dinner tonight for me.
Yeah.
Have a liquid lunch.
So who is
can
heading
go back
to Alum Libre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Heading there?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll tag along, but I don't know if I feel like eating. I'm a little traumatized.
Sounds
It's been a
good.
while since I've seen people like that.
Percy will judge whether he's eating on what the establishment looks like when he gets there.
The establishment itself is definitely not the fancy stuff that you are used to, for sure. It is, however, quite clean, I would say, considering the the usual clientele. It's still like a well-kept establishment. Not very bustling with life at the moment. Not a lot of people. And when you guys come in, the waiters are just looking at you with awe, like, yay, clients.
Yay.
They just lead you to a table. Yes, please have a seat. Can we bring you an aperitif or the menu? What would you like to have?
I'll take a menu and a bottle of Bordeaux, please.
That can be done.
Can you get
I'm
me
not
some
sure
Make
more,
it
please?
two.
I'm not sure if we have Bordeaux, but we have this very good Riesling that is pretty good.
Oh no, red, please, sir.
Red. We'll see what we have. Yeah. What was
I'll
that deal?
I'll drink what he's drinking.
Okay, a whole bottle of this. What
Beer.
about you? Beer? That we
Beer.
have.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Beer? That we have.
Same for me.
What about you, ladies? What would you like?
I would love that bottle of Riesling.
Oh, well, excellent choice. How about you?
I prefer a red, but I will make do. If
Well,
you do not.
some red is incoming for your friends, so don't worry, you will have some too. He just skitters up. Yes?
Would you be able to do me an awful favor, dear sir, and please cork the bottles at the table?
Yeah, that can be done. Sure. He looks at you a little bit confused. He's not used to that at all. But he heads to the kitchen. You just hear the sound of some, ovens being turned on and various.
It's not even on.
That might be a little aggressive.
Whoa!
He comes back with a bottle of red that is not necessarily high shelf, but seems to be high shelf for them at the very least. It's drinkable.
Like mid-shelf?
Yeah, pretty much. It's
Table
No
wine.
mid.
it's drinkable. It's just not, the best.
It works.
The white wine, however, is kind of okay. This is kind of a local specialty, so yeah, that's pretty okay. The beer is the freshest you've ever had. It feels like after that hot day, this is what you guys needed for sure.
Yep.
Have you decided on what you would like to eat?
What's the menu look like?
Oh, at this moment, well, we do have some delicious Bäckerhofer that could fit the whole table if you would like to.
Somewhat.
Bäckerhofer. Being in the area for a long time, you would know that this is sort of like a traditional family dish in Alsace where you have potatoes, various vegetables, 5 kinds of meat, all cooked together in a ceramic pot for like 5 to 6 hours. And it's
You
very
had me at
That sounds
potato.
good.
You had me at potato.
Yeah. I was gonna
Yeah,
say the same thing.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll take it.
Okay, well, let's get started. We've done it at lunchtime, so it will be reheated, but don't worry, it is absolutely delicious. He starts to head towards the kitchen. You can see a few glances just looking at you from the kitchen, just like, yeah, new people, we haven't seen them before. Like, you attract attention a little bit.
Are we the only
business has been
only
suffering.
clients?
At the moment, yes.
So there's no one else in the restaurant other than staff.
And it's dinner
Right
time.
now, you and the staff, and that's it.
Mm.
That bodes
Yes, rumor
great
is
news.
Hmm.
He comes back after a healthy 20 minutes with the food. It is, however, delicious. That cannot be taken away from it. It is delicious. It's just maybe a tiny bit dry. Is there
That's what beer's
anything else to your liking? Can I bring you anything? What would you enjoy?
I think we're good, but do you have you worked here long?
Oh yeah, most of my life.
Oh. Okay. Well, did you have any unusual people come and work for you or change in
He-
chef recently?
His smile drops. Who's asking?
Oh,
Bridget Braun, we're with the city.
Oh, do not worry.
No. We aren't here about your restaurant. There's been
Oh,
there's
okay.
been people around here who have been they've been showing up pretending to be workers or employees and committing crimes, acts of vandalism,
Oh,
poisoning.
he seems
things like
relieved,
that.
instantly relieved.
I can
No.
assure you, we are not from the health department.
no.
Oh, okay, yeah, all good. I mean, everything is up to code. Don't worry. It's just that I know how nitpicky they can be. So, you should. I will send the boss. He knows better than me.
Perfect.
Just-
Thank you.
Goes into the back
And-
room and you see this mustachioed guy coming back. Gentlemen people, my name is André. I am in charge of this establishment. I've heard from my employee that you were asking about, well, employees. What would
Yes.
you like to know?
We've been having a rash in this area of people getting hired or even just pretending to be working at places and committing acts of, I'll just say it, sabotage,
Oh,
damaging
yes.
things, poisoning people. We don't know who they are, but we've just, they'd show up, work a day or two, the act would happen, and then they'd vanish. And we were wondering if perhaps you've experienced such such activity.
Well, we haven't really experienced any sabotage except for that day. Well, beginning of August, as per usual, the workers came to eat at the, upstairs room.
Yep.
Yeah, and
The guys in the big construction site nearby.
yes, those people. They are very nice people. They're traders, but they used to be good people. Anywho, well, on that day, a few days prior to that, actually, I hired a new guy, Franz, that was, supposed to help with the dishes and everything because, well, believe it or not, considering what you see here, business was bustling back then, and we had a lot of things
I
to do.
believe it with this dick.
Yeah. And as it turns out, that little rascal decided to put something in the pot.
Could you describe this man? We've got differing accounts, and we'd like to try and see if we can find this person.
Oh, I will not forget that little so-and-so. Tall guy. No, not that tall. He's small. He looks tall because he's muscly. You know what I mean? He looks taller than he actually is.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, he's got these like big sideburns. He German, I believe. Judging by his accent, he seems to be German. And I don't know what else to say. He just looks. Well, he looked a little bit mean, but you don't need to be nice to the customers to do the dishes, so we didn't really care that much.
What name did he give you?
Hans. I do not have the last name at the moment because, to be completely honest with you, this was the least of my concern at the time. We had way too much work to concern with ourselves with. But if
Did he have a birthmark here, or and I try and say all the descriptions we've heard? Yeah.
Oh no, not at all. No. His birthmark? Where? Like on the face or something?
Near here near the ear. Yeah.
No. Nothing of the sorts.
Have you seen anybody like that?
Give me a smoke check, please.
I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So somebody.
Hold on, let me see what I got.
Can I still do it?
got some. I'll do it,
Not
but-
really. No, can't. You're just too tired to talk to the guy. Well, I mean,
That old lady really wore you out.
that's very specific.
That's a
I
great
think
comment.
I think I saw a guy talk to him, like, I remember the day he was hired. I saw him down the street, and I thought to myself, like, ooh, that looks like a tough guy. And I think I saw him talk with somebody that seemed to match the description. Yeah, like a mark here on the side, near the ear or something, I believe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Seems like that, yes.
All right. That is
But
incredibly helpful.
if by any
Incredibly
chance you find that guy, send Franz my way. I have a few things to tell him. He just like smacks his wooden spoon on his hand.
If there's gonna be a list of about 100 construction workers who are gonna, when we tell them what happened, probably want to deal with him first. So there might not be a lot left. If that
Yeah.
makes you feel any better.
I mean, that's not going to help business, but if I know that he's going to get a good, fisticuffs, I'm okay with that.
We are likely to speak with these workers again, and from our experience this evening, this venue is absolutely lovely. We will be letting them know that business is continuing as usual at
Just
insert-
don't hire
insert
any
restaurant name.
dishwashers who
Don't
don't
leave
know.
Well, if you can do something about that, you are heroes, because let me tell you something. These people hold a grudge. Well, to be fair, they've been poisoned. We found the canister that he used. He put some fucking rat poison into the pot.
Oh,
Can you
damn.
believe
Do you
that?
have that by any chance? That canister? Did you have to get rid of it?
No, we like threw it away. There's no point of keeping an empty canister. But like,
No worries.
You know-
no worries.
thank God that it was shared by 100 people, because if it was concentrated on
That
one
would've
person,
been
he would have
lethal.
probably died. And that would have been even worse for business.
Yeah.
And the person who ate it, of course.
Well, of course, yes. Obviously. But still,
Yeah.
very unsettling.
No, I understand. Thank you very much for this helps a lot. Like I said, when we talk to those workers again, we'll let them know that this Hans, was it?
Hans.
Franz.
Franz. Sorry, Franz.
Hans and Franz.
Like
No,
it's like
as soon as I said
France,
that,
but Germany
I
girl.
know.
You know.
And I know, but there's a famous comedy bit about a pair of guys named Hans and Franz. So
Ah,
Yeah.
it's switching in my head.
Gonna bump
Um,
you up.
Oddly
Well,
enough,
the
they're both
ahead to
Austrian.
palm.
Well, you've been amazing customers. Digestives are on me. And he actually goes back to the kitchen and comes back with some shot glasses of schnapps. Some very
Nice.
delicious Mirabelle liqueur.
Oh, that's a great way to finish the day. Thank you, sir. You are a gentleman.
Oh, I try. Thank you so kindly. If you need anything from me, do not hesitate to come back.
Percy will get the bill and look around the table as though you guys got the tip.
Can you roll me a wealth check? And whoever gets the tip, a wealth check as well.
I'll get the tip. Let me see.
Okay, you good?
A wealth check. This will be
Wealth, yes.
Fun. This will be fun.
Okay.
Nope.
Ezekiel's also gonna pull out his coin purse and try to do,
Okay, because
he's gonna look at that. He's actually gonna put some money out.
I am exhausted in my wallet.
Yep.
Because I only had a D4, but I tried.
you open your wallet and there's this moth coming out of it.
Oh no, not a moth.
Okay.
Hashtag not
Go
paranoid.
for a butterfly?
Yeah.
I would like to.
Papillon.
Mhm. You would like to?
Ezekiel's coin purse is a little bigger than he may lead people to think. But once it's opened, it's empty. It's close to empty.
Okay. Sounds good.
I take out a very discreet amount of cash, counted a few times, and then put a decent tip.
Okay. Cool. You can also roll a wealth check if you want.
I did.
Oh yeah. My bad. I thought it was the same person.
No worries.
Cool. The evening at the restaurant comes to a close. What are your plans? Do you go back to your hotel? What do you want to do? Or do you keep investigating?
guess-
It's also a possibility.
Well, how late in the day is it at this point?
Right now it's around like 9.
I for one am keen for home.
Yeah.
Before
Same.
we all-
I am just burned out. This is kind of breaking my brain a little. You can tell, like, he looks like very mentally distracted. Just like my stats are a little exhausted.
Before we leave, Janet will definitely mention that she feels that these poisonings was definitely a distraction.
Seems, yeah.
Perhaps to clear out the construction sites for some greater
sabotage or
purpose.
whatever they're
Yeah.
doing. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a great way to clear a site. If you get them all at once, they'll all clear out. No one will be there for a little while, or very
Mhm.
few. It'll be easier to move through. Like I said, I
What-
think we need to talk to our friend in the city who
Yeah.
put us on
we
this
need to-
job. A, for not telling us about or predecessors, and B, because I think we have enough here to show that there is somebody or some group of people acting against this project.
Mhm.
Not enough to stop them yet, but definitely letting them know what progress there is.
Yes, we're either dealing with a group or this Franz was just a paid lackey that we'll never see again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How are you guys doing on your stats? Do you need a day of rest? Because that would have to be like an in-game. We don't do any.
Yeah, I know. My
investigation.
flashlight is done.
Yeah, that's what I was.
wow.
My wealth is the only thing that's down, and it was not good to start. But if you guys need
I'm
time, will
good.
keep moving
I
in
think.
game. But
What's Bridget going to do on her day off to get that much money back so quickly?
no,
Meh.
Just gonna wait in an alley and see the guy with the good wallet. And just
she's very flexible. Let's just leave it at that, okay?
So,
second story girl. I like it.
So yeah, gameplay wise, if you would like to recover some of your resources, that's going to take a whole day of a whole in-game day where you do not do anything. You just chill, don't investigate, you just do your thing. That will let you raise back one of your resources to the max. One. Or your sanity one step up. Side note about sanity, I forgot to have you all roll for sanity because of the dead bodies, please.
Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah, nope, that's a... So that's a 0, so I've got to reduce that, right?
yep. But
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's-
Shock roll.
that's-
Oh, no.
that's,
what does that mean?
That's Ezekiel's gone.
Alright.
let's put a pin in that for just a second. We're gonna
Uh-huh.
talk about that later.
What's shock roll and sanity roll? What?
Right.
So,
Wait.
do you all go back to your respective housing places?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Assuming we're taking the Maurice Rolls Royce Phantom,
course.
dropping
Yeah.
everybody off, Percy would say, if we could keep in mind when we're questioning these people to not put words in their mouths, such as mentioning our friend who went to Berlin, and it can sometimes persuade people to remember things that they don't necessarily remember.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all need to just be mindful of our lines of questioning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is all.
I agree, but sometimes they'll recognize something and latch on to something they heard, like that fellow about Berlin. Like I knew that was a risk, but I don't know if we were going to get anything else out of him, so I thought it was worth taking.
Mm-hmm.
It was a.
Okay.
Just
was a
something to be
calculated-
mindful. Just something
I
to be
agree. I
mindful
agree.
of. Day off. Yes,
Yeah.
Herbert really wants a day off.
So
Yeah.
let's just. I will go back to Ezekiel in just a moment. Percy, day off. Janet, you good? Do you keep investigating on the next day, or what do you do?
Yeah, I can keep investigating
Okay,
Yeah, I
Bridget.
can't.
if we have a group that's going to do that.
Sure. Bridget.
I'm going to take a day off because apparently my sanity just took a big ass hit.
Okay. Matthias.
Definitely, I need to restore my flashlight. It's gone.
Cool. Odile.
I think I will go around with Janet and see if we can't discover something. Maybe we do something like in a library or something to find out more on this location. You know what I mean?
Maybe you guys,
Like,
Okay.
maybe you guys can talk to the guy in the city, see if he can give you any more info.
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
As you guys decide to just take a little bit of day to chill, you all go back to your respective places and, decide to reconvene on the morning of the 9th. While during the 8th, Odile and Janet would just do some investigating and talking. So, none of you really realize right away that you don't really have news from Ezekiel. Ezekiel, as you go
Yeah.
back to wherever you sleep, you have this image pop into your head. You see those dead bodies. You see their eyes completely revulsed. You see their jaw dislocated and grasping their throats. You can see the blisters, and you can almost see more blisters appearing. And you see that sign, that awful, weird symbol. You see it everywhere. You can see it on your wall. You can see it on your ceiling. You start to scribble it, and you take a pencil and you start to write it on a piece of paper. But the paper runs out and you start to write it somewhere else. There's no more papers anymore. You start to write it on the walls and you start to obsess over this. You do not sleep a single instant that night because you're focused on that symbols and those dead eyes that you feel are still watching you. You cannot sleep. You have to write it. You have to scribble it. You almost for half a second have a vision of flooded streets, of a dark sky, and this weird flying creature flying over you, watching you, with the same dead eyes that those people in the room had. And you spend the rest of the evening and the following day scribbling that. When you guys find Ezekiel a few days later, gonna have a flash forward about that, he is unresponsive. You see his walls covered and covered with this weird symbol. And he's just beetle on the ground. You try to talk to him, but there is no response. You try to address him, try to see if he's okay, try to even smack him, out of his trance or something. Nothing seems to be working. Within just a few short hours, an ambulance comes and takes your friend to Stephansfeld Asylum, where he's to remain for an undisclosed amount of time.
Oof.
This is unfortunately the end of the chapter for Ezekiel.
Oh no.
So we're going to have a talk about that between sessions.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Nevertheless,
Did anybody take a satchel? Anybody take a satchel?
Oh, yeah. Bridget would totally take his satchel.
we will
Nope.
check out the specifics after that.
Wow.
Note to self, sanity is not a dump stat.
It is not a dumb stat.
Oh.
On September 8th, just a day before you found Ezekiel, Odile and Janet, you start to look for information, you read about. What are you reading about specifically? Are you trying to find something specific?
I would like to try and find out more on this street. Like if it has a historic value, or the buildings were there for specific reasons before it came all messed up.
You give me a flashlight roll, please.
What?
Thank you. All good. That street is pretty, how can I say, unspecial in itself. It's just one of the streets that is, within
It's
Strasbourg.
basic.
But given the location, the proximity to the water, and the canals and everything, maybe it got hit a little bit harder by, age. So maybe that's why it was chosen specifically for the Great Breakthrough. You don't get a lot of information about that street that seemed to really stand out. It seems very unspecial. You do find, however, an article, just a newspaper article dated from yesterday, September 7th. Here is said article. For the viewers, the relocation forgotten ones. Dozens of working class families still live in conditions both deplorable and unworthy of a Strasbourg citizen. Even though it is located on what should be the most logical path for the Great Breakthrough, an entire housing block between the Frambourgeois Street and the Lee Street is now being demolished. Entire families live on top of each other in these unsanitary buildings and suffer from not being part of the relocation program in the Stockfeld Garden City. Charles Bondens, the manager for the Great Breakthrough, assured us he had plans to relocate all those families and renovate the housings. The journalist name is Edmond Montpeur, and there is like a little picture of what those demolition. But that is all you can really find during your, library use for that street. Looking for something specific.
Before I met up with Odie, could I have made a pit stop
Yes.
to go see the boss to see if we had any information on, I think it was the names in the notebook, the assembly and
The foundation.
and the foundation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You go to your boss, whose name needs, really needs to be, kept secret from everybody.
Mhm.
You ask around. Give me a smoke check, please. Okay. He starts to, bark a few orders to some of his henchmen, that starts to ask around, and then ask some other people around. And within the hour, all of them come back saying none of them have heard of any foundation. Although, he's looking at the notebook and he says, well, maybe that thing is lost in translation. It's not necessarily a foundation, organization or something. Maybe it's talking about foundations, like the base of buildings.
Oh.
Some stuff get lost in translation with those foreign people. But nothing on our radar. We can keep an eye out, but I'll let you know. That's gonna cost you, though. You know that, right?
Of course, I would expect nothing less.
Good to know. Keep nearby. Stay in Strasbourg. We might need you at some point.
I have no intentions of leaving, as per our previous arrangement.
Good. Well,
You don't have any dealings in construction.
constructions? Nah. It's way too expensive and not profitable enough for us. Gambling I do. Alcohol I do. Prostitutes I do. But buildings? That's never going anywhere. Alright, I have stuff to deal with. Get off now. He just, sends you away with his usual gruff that you're used to by now. He doesn't shock you that much.
Backs
So-
out. Heads on our way.
Alright. So, do you have other investigations you would like to do at the library before talking to Charles? Or what do you do?
Nah, I think that's good. Just go to Charles.
Okay. You get there. You can see Philip is just... Again,
Is this all of us?
well, not
No,
you
you
because
guys
you
are
take a day
resting.
off. You're
Yeah, but
taking a day
did you guys tell us that you were going to go to Charles Bongens?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have been very adverse to that. I think the whole
Should
group
we
needs to
wait?
go.
All right.
wait and see
I
when
can-
we're all
Oh, I mean,
together.
you guys can do it together if you want, but Percy would have been against it. But he's not the boss either, so you guys can do what
Right,
you want.
right.
But
No, I think it's wise to maybe do that with a group, especially since we've lost Ezekiel now, and
You don't know that yet.
Well, yeah.
That
yeah.
we
That's
don't
only
know
going
yet.
to be
We don't know that.
tomorrow.
The day
Yeah.
we
before.
don't know that. That's right. Sorry.
Till we get a hold of Ezekiel. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe
that's
we
You know,
better.
at least
find-
four out of the 6 were exhausted and taking a day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
So would you have chosen to not go ahead with your plan and just try to rest a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I think we got some information,
Okay.
more
Sounds
than
good.
we had. So
Okay.
And this is all, we know it's all the same construction company at all these sites?
Yes.
Are they
This is
different?
all. This has all been commissioned by City Hall,
Okay.
specifically. The architects are independent and have been hired by the City Hall, but this is all a overall projects from City Hall specifically. Well then, in that case, as you guys are just taking the rest of the day to just rest a little bit, I would say that with the afternoon of rest, you can raise one of your resource from like not too full, but like one up, if you need to.
So do I
But-
get my sanity back if I take a whole day?
If you take the whole day, it would be your sanity, but no other resource.
That's okay. That's the only one.
Up to you.
I'll be 4. I got.
Okay. As you guys,
She tried to tip once, and it broke her.
as you guys try to prepare for whatever September 9th has for you in check. Here's what you do not see. A bit further away, on the construction site, you workers are just removing some rubbles. The incident that happened a while ago is just there's so much damage, and they're removing pieces of slabs and bricks and everywhere until you're not here, but until a scream is heard on the construction site as under the slabs people see a hand, and as they keep removing all the rubble, they find the body of a young man. And this is where we're going to stop for today. We will continue that in 2 weeks and start over at September 9th. We will discuss Ezekiel's fate a little bit later between the sessions. That's going to be an interesting talk. But in any case,
Fucking great.
yeah. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I cannot wait to, continue the story with you. And in the meantime, just don't go too far, because in a mere few hours, the Gallant Horde continues with a game called Crisis at Clementsville. So stay tuned, come back, and we see you in Strasbourg in 2 weeks. Good time zones, everyone.
2 weeks.